Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this video, and back from Sydney, for today anyway, and playing The Sims 3 Pets, and got a free, what are those things that the Sims have above their head, that little orange thing, that triangle, diamond thing, I can't remember the name of it, but got one of them that you put on your head, and I got a dog collar that says Sim 3 Pets. It was a pretty good day at EA up in Sydney. And one of the developers was there, and he actually worked on Saints Row 2. So I bowed to him and told him that he is a god amongst men, and he probably should have stayed at Volition. I didn't say that, but he probably should have. Anyway, also Kimbra was there, some New Zealand singer, and she did like 3 or 4 songs, so that was pretty cool. There was free food, free beverages, and there was a guy there I know, Press X to Jason. He's another video game journalist. I'll leave a link to his website in the description if you want to go and check him out. But Press X to Jason and I were having this discussion about portable gaming, such as the Nintendo 3DS and the PlayStation Vita. And then I get home and it's a sign, because they've just announced the battery life for the PlayStation Vita, which is tremendously shit. For those who don't know, the battery life for the PlayStation Vita is 4 to 5 hours. If you're playing games, 5 to 6 if you're watching movies or video, and about 9 hours if you are listening to music. Now, that's all well and good, but for a portable gaming system, that is shit for that reason, and not only that, but it takes 2.5 hours to recharge the damn thing, so that's bullshit. And a lot of people have been saying, well, look at all the hardware and stuff they've got on. Well, yeah, look at all the hardware and stuff we've got on. They still haven't, optimized or utilized a decent fucking battery, which sucks. Now that puts it in par with the 3DS, and him and I were speaking, and he likes portable gaming. That's cool for him, and I don't. I don't see the point of the 3DS, and I think that the sales have proved that no one wants one. But those who do will, and those who do will get one regardless. I mean, the 3DS came out with no software. It still hasn't got any software besides The Legend of Zelda. And most of its software are just, oh, look at this, here's a DS game that we made, let's just wait 6 months and put 3D on it and then ship it as a 3DS game. It's terrible. And I think that that's why the 3DS sales are crap, because there's nothing software-wise, and half the stuff that is software-wise is all available. I mean, look at a game like Steel Diver. You could probably get that for $2 on the iShop or the iStore or whatever they call it. That's portable gaming. The Vita will do well in Japan. I don't think it'll do well outside of Japan, because I just don't think that people want that outside of Japan. Again, there'll be people that will buy it. I'm not trying to say that no one will buy it, because I know the people who watch this are really keen for the PlayStation Vita. And that's all well and good, because it's a great looking thing. It's got great graphics and great hardware for a handheld. But then I look at it and say, if I want to sit down and play a game, I want it on a big screen, I want it with my headphones, even though you could have, my surround sound or my speakers, and, I want to do it like that. I have no interest in playing, if I travel, like traveling up to Sydney and back, that's an hour and a half, and I just read Game Informer. Like, I've read this edition of Game Informer about Borderlands 2 about 6 times in the past fucking week now, so I can understand where it would come in handy for that. But, other than that, I don't really travel enough to need a handheld, a portable gaming. It does. I used to have a Game Boy, and that was probably the last portable I've ever had. But everyone has an iPhone or a smartphone now, or an iPad, and you could download free games that are probably better than half the stuff on the 3DS. You can download games for $1, for $2, $5, $10, or you can go all out and pay a lot more for stuff. And that's why I think us in the Western world would prefer, it's all in one. And I don't think people are willing to fork out $200, $300, $400 for this piece of hardware, for, a few games. And it's all well and good, but I personally don't see the draw in portable gaming. Like I said, if I want to play a game, I will sit down in front of a television with my PlayStation or my Xbox, put it on a 1080p or whatever, even though no game runs at 1080p, but nonetheless, upscale the bastard and run it on a television and play it like that. I'm not going to sit in the same chair and say, you know what, I'm going to play Uncharted on a 2-inch screen. That's not going to happen. I hate iPhone games as well, but I can't see the PlayStation Vita selling a lot, personally. So I'd like to get everyone else's thoughts. There was something else I was going to say that was a pretty good subject, and I can't fucking remember it, which sucks. No, I can't remember it. But, I think that the PlayStation Vita is going for a hardcore market that doesn't exist, because the Nintendo 3DS is gimmicky enough that casual people would be willing to spend money and buy it, and even they're not buying it now. So I don't see how the Vita would crash into any market, because I think that a lot of the hardcore people are smart enough or just don't want one. And then the people that travel a lot have an iPhone or a Kindle or an iPad or whatever. That's just my theory. So I think it'll do well in Japan, but it won't do so well in the Western world. For that reason, for America, Britain, Australia, and all that kind of stuff. So I'd like to get your thoughts. Are you getting the PlayStation Vita? Why not? And I think that 5-hour battery life is deplorable. Because in Australia, 5 hours is not gonna be sufficient to get you from Sydney to Perth. That's bullshit. I mean, they put all this great effort into the hardware, and they don't even put a decent battery in. And I will criticise the iPhone, because I got an iPhone 3GS. Piece of shit. The battery lasts like 5 minutes. It's bullshit. This is my great invention, and this has probably happened. And I probably shouldn't be saying my great invention on the internet because it'll get stolen. We get an iPad. We measure the screen, so we say whatever the fuck, and then we put a really awesome battery in there, and we put a USB port and a SD port, and you can do what you want. I don't give a shit. You download your movies, you download your TV shows, or you rip it, or you do whatever, and you can put it on your SD card, and you can put it on your memory stick, and then you can put it in the device and just play media. You haven't got to have this shit battery. You haven't got to have this overpriced Apple garbage. It's all on this. The Kirin machine, it will be called. The Kirin Viewing Emporium device. And one day when I get rich enough, I will have my own K-store. Not to be confused with the gay store, which is where your dad shops at. And you can buy all your movies. That is my idea. That is my genius. So until next time, ladies and gentlemen, I'm out. Have a good one, rate, comment, and subscribe. What do you think? Is 5 hours enough for a decent hardcore portable gaming system? Until next time, I'm out. Have a good one, rate, comment, and subscribe. Au revoir.